Let's just jump right in. I want you to think about personal finance as a game. Seriously, like poker, or football, or chess. If you want any shot at winning, you have to know the rules before you play. So today, we are breaking down the unwritten rules of the money game so you can finally stop playing defense and start putting some points on the board.
So let's start with a big question you've probably kicked around in your head. Are all those financial advisors and money gurus just trying to get your money? I'll give you the short answer. Yes. 100% yes. That's just how the game is designed. And that's exactly why knowing the rules isn't just a nice to have, it is your absolute best line of defense.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll frame this whole idea of the game of money. Then, we'll hit two massive rules: vetting your sources and mastering your own mindset. After that, we're getting super practical with how to actually hire an advisor. And we'll wrap up with what I like to call the ultimate power-up.
All right, first things first, the game of money. I mean, think about it. You wouldn't just sprint onto a soccer field without knowing where the goals are, right? Or what an offsides is. It's the exact same thing with your finances. Success here isn't about getting lucky. It's about understanding the playing field before you even take your first step.
And that leads us straight into our first, and you could argue our most critical rule. You have got to vet your source. It's kind of funny, isn't it? We'll spend like 3 hours reading customer reviews for a $50 coffee maker, but then we'll take life-changing financial advice from some random guy on the internet without even blinking. We got to fix that.
Which really boils down to this super simple, maybe even a little blunt, but incredibly powerful rule. Don't take financial advice from broke people. I mean, it sounds like a no-brainer, right? If you want to learn how to play the game and win, you need a coach who's, actually won the game, not someone just yelling theories from the cheap seats.
And this is where the rubber meets the road. The person whose ideas we're talking about here, he started out just like most of us, as a regular W-2 employee. By applying these exact principles, he and his wife built a net worth of nearly $3 million. So this isn't just talk. This is a proven roadmap from someone who's actually walked the path.
Okay, on to our second big rule, and this one is all about the internal game. It's mastering your mindset. Because here's the big secret: personal finance has almost nothing to do with managing money. It has everything to do with managing yourself. You know how people talk about time management? It's kind of fake when you think about it. You can't manage time. We all get 24 hours in a day, end of story. The clock is the clock. What you can manage are your choices within those 24 hours. And surprise, surprise, it's the exact same with money. You can't always control your income, but you can always control the choices you make with every dollar you have.
So, how do you actually start managing those choices better? Well, it all starts with developing what we're going to call a beaver mindset. And yep, I am talking about the animal. The beaver is totally unique. Besides humans, it's the only animal that can look at an environment where it can't survive and basically say, nope, I'm going to change this whole place. So the beaver mindset is basically a three-step philosophy. First, the beaver finds a rushing, dangerous stream where it just can't live. Second, it gets to work. It systematically cuts down trees, drags over mud and rocks, and builds a dam. And third, it transforms that hostile environment into a calm, safe pond where its family can not only survive, but actually thrive and grow. You have to be the beaver in your own financial life. Okay, so let's take that mindset and make it really practical, because at some point you might want to call in a professional for help. But let me tell you, hiring a financial advisor without knowing the right questions is like handing your car keys to a total stranger and saying, hey, can you drive my family across the country? Oh, and also, you'll be blindfolded. It's a bad idea. So before you ever hire anyone, you have to ask 3 critical, non-negotiable questions. Number 1, what is your personal net worth? This goes right back to rule number 1. If they get squirrely or won't answer, you walk. It's that simple. Number 2, how do you get paid? And number 3, are you a fiduciary? That last question might be the most important. Let's talk about that word fiduciary. A fiduciary isn't just a nice person. They are legally, I'm talking by law, required to act in your best financial interest. That means they literally cannot sell you a crappy product that's not right for you just so they can make a quick buck. It's a shield, a layer of protection you have to have. And that gets to the heart of how advisors make money, because it shows you what they're motivated by. A commission-based advisor, their incentive is to sell you products, any products, to get that commission. But a fee-based advisor, who gets paid a small percentage of the money they manage for you, well, their incentive is to make your pile of money grow. When you win, they win. You have to know what game they're playing. All right, it's time for our final section, the ultimate power-up.
There's a force in the financial universe that is more powerful than anything else, and it's called compounding interest. Getting your head around this is like finding the secret cheat code for the entire game of money.
But here's the catch. Compounding interest is a serious double-edged sword. When it's working against you, like with high-interest credit card debt, it is your worst enemy. It just grows and grows and grows all by itself. But when you get it working for you in your investments, it becomes your absolute best friend, making your money make more money over and over again.
And in the end, it all comes back to that one simple thing: managing your choices, the decisions you make every single day, what to buy, what to save, what to pay off. That's what decides if this unbelievably powerful force is your ally or your enemy.
So let's do a quick recap of our new rulebook. Number 1, always vet your source. Don't take financial advice from broke people. Number 2, focus on managing your choices, not your circumstances. 3, adopt that beaver mindset and start changing your environment. 4, ask the tough questions before you ever hire help. And finally, number 5, do whatever it takes to make compounding interest your best friend. And that leaves us with one last question to think about. That beaver looks at a dangerous, rushing stream and decides to build a dam. I want you to look at your own financial life right now. What's the rushing stream? What's the one thing, the one debt, the one spending habit that's holding you back? What is the first dam that you need to build?